is good, it's your boy Tom back here with another video. And in this video today, guys, we're going to be talking about the in-season tournament and the NBA tournament battles EVO's cards that we are going to be seeing tomorrow, or I do believe Monday, in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. Lakers won, which means Vando is going to be EVO'd to an amethyst. Now, what does this mean? A card that's what, 14,000 MT is going to be an amethyst. And not only that, one of the best cards in the entire game. He already plays a ton of defense. He already has good badges. He already has a decent 3-ball. And his EVOs so far have been really good. So he is going to be next level good, and I'm going to be spending a decent amount of this video talking specifically about Vando, but briefly touching on everyone else. So I kind of preface this video by talking about Vando. We'll dive through everybody else, and then end with Vando, but just know Vando's going to be elite. It was kind of sad to see the Nuggets lose. Ruined KCP's chance of getting another EVO because the card is already outstanding. Now let's start here with Bobby Portis. Okay, Bobby Portis right now is a Sapphire, and he got a decent first EVO. Now I don't have this card on this account. I have him on my other account. But for Bobby Portis, his first EVO, I mean, it was fine. He still needs a little more defense because after the first EVO, he's got a 73 speed, decent interior. He just needs to get a little better defensively. I think that's my big want for Bobby Portis. Now, this EVO is going to make him that Ruby tier, and he's 6'11 at the power forward. He's got a good release, good 3-ball, so if he continues to improve on that defensive end of the court, look for him to pick up for your, like, no money spent squad series, or for your no money spent, or if you're balling on a budget. For me personally, he could even possibly replace a guy like a JxmyHighroller on this account. I could say could play for me, but I just picked up Anthony Davis on the nobody spent today, so I mean that would be really, really tough. But Bobby Portis, one of my favorite EVOs that we're gonna get, and if the Bucks keep on rolling, Bobby is only going to get better and better. The next guy I want to talk about is Josh Hart. Josh Hart right now doesn't have an EVO, so he's gonna see his first EVO here. Now, what does Josh Hart truly look like? Well, here's what you're looking at. Shooting guard, 6'4", 81 3-ball, decent ball handler, defensively is fine. What do I want from him? Well, the big thing I want is for him to be taller, and he's not going to be getting that, obviously. I don't know what I want. Obviously, better defense, but there's not much that can make Josh Hart good. There's just not. He's not a good EVO, not a card that I really want, so I don't really care if the Knicks lose from here on out. He's not a guard I'm really high on. Tobias Harris from the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, his first EVO helped him out immensely. The 3-ball went to an 86, and he saw a ton of defensive upgrades. Because when I first saw this card, I'm like, ooh, 58 perimeter, 59 interior. Now, with the first EVO, those went up to 79 apiece. The lateral quickness that you guys see right here is a 67. That went up to a 76 as well. Now, with Tobias Harris, he's got a good release. He's 6'7 at the 3, and so if he continues to see that defensive improvement, I think we're really going to like Tobias Harris a ton. I really do. Now, it's going to come down to this. At the Ruby tier, how good are they going to make his defense? That's really what it's going to come down to, because his hot spots are good. His release is good. How good are they going to make his defense, and are they going to continue to improve that 3-ball? That's my big question for Tobias Harris, but I'm glad to see him get an EVO because that's a card that has a lot of potential. Speaking of the P word, potential, so does this card in Caris LeVert. Now, you would be probably like, what, Ty? Caris LeVert does not have potential. Now, hear me out. As it stands right now, he's 6'6". He's got an 82 3-ball, 86 ball handle. Yes, defensively he's not great, but he's not horrible. So with his EVO, if he sees a little defense, he is going to be solid. Because when I shoot with Caris LeVert, I guess I've not done it this year, but when I've done it in the past, he's got a smooth release, he's got a smooth jump shot. So I'm kind of expecting the same here this year from Caris LeVert. Now again, I'll show you guys exactly what to expect as far as his release, but I'm already knowing it's going to be solid because it has been in the past. You guys can see, really solid, straight up and down, easy to time, easy to green. I think Caris LeVert has potential, 6'6" at the shooting guard position, to be pretty solid. To go with Caris, he also does have the MJ dribble style. So I'm just saying, talk about potential, you gotta mention Caris LeVert, because I think when you talk about these in-season tournament battles cards, if he continues to get EVOs, could be really, really, really solid. The next card I'm going to talk about is a card that at this next tier, you got to start mentioning him when you mention No Money Spent squads. That is Derek White. Now, with Derek White's first EVO, he saw a 3-ball go up 2 to an 81. His defense really didn't get better, though. And that's kind of my big concern. I know it's already good as an Emerald. 86 speed, 91 lateral quickness. With his first EVO, he saw a ton of playmaking badge upgrades. What's next for Derek White? What's next? So when he becomes a Ruby, still going to be 6'4". Are they going to upgrade the defense? Are they going to upgrade the 3-ball? They got to do one of the two. And I think after they do that, Derek White's going to be one of the best No Money Spent point guards in the entire game. My personal opinion is he's going to be better than Shaun Livingston. Now, we'll see when Derek White's EVO happens, but don't be surprised if Derek White is a card that I buy come, Monday on the No Money Spent Squad series if the EVO is as good as I think it is. I think Derek White, not only this EVO, but even the EVOs in the future, because, the Celtics are ridiculously good, he is going to be a card to be reckoned with. Now, the next card I'm going to talk about, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on. It is Malik Monk. Look, he's a bucket getter in real life. In 2K, he's not good. He's 6'3". Speed is fine. I know shooting-wise, he's fine. I just don't see it with Malik Monk at all. He's undersized. That's really all there is to say. I'm sorry, Malik Monk. Not going to spend a ton of time talking about you. You're not going to be good. This next card, though, Big Jonas Valanciunas, he has potential. I mentioned the P word a lot, but he's 6'11". He has the ability to shoot the ball. And with his last EVO, he saw a ton of defense. So, he's already, as it stands right now, has 84 interior, 95 defensive rebounding, 73 speed. He's already got a 77 3-ball. So the question then becomes, okay, what does Joval really need? And I want to talk about it because, a lot of people, as it stands right now, want budget bigs that can go out there and compete with the Shaqs, with the Wilts of the world. And I don't want to sit here and hype up Joval that much, but I think he's got potential, man. And even his release. Y'all want to complain about this release? I think it's fine. I'm not necessarily greening with it right now, but I think it's a fine release. I think it's easy to time, easy to green. It's not super slow. I like Jonas Valanciunas in my team, especially if that 3-ball gets a little bit better. Joval at that Ruby could be good. I know I was mad that KCP lost, but when Joval becomes a Ruby, look out. Decent 3-ball, decent speed. He can compete on the interior. Don't sleep on Jonas Valanciunas in my team. With this next EVO, could be an incredible budget baller. Wendell Carter up next. I'm not going to spend a ton of time talking about him. He's fine. He's just 6'10", and I hate to say it like this for Wendell Carter Jr., but is he ever going to get another EVO? Maybe. The Magic aren't horrible, but I doubt he ever gets that amethyst tier. Now, if his speed and lateral quickness go up quite a bit, he could play at that power forward position. He's 6'10". I'm just not a super high or super big fan of Wendell Carter Jr. Now, next up, guys, we're going to talk about Josh Okogie. A card that, when these in-season tournament cards first got released, I was kind of excited about Josh Okogie. But then I got to thinking about it. He's just undersized. And I just don't know if Josh Okogie is going to really ever be that good. He's only 6'4". His speed's good. His lateral quickness is good. His defense is good. But he's gonna need the Hall of Fame clamps if he wants to ever take that next step. His release is fine. He's got the D-Book dribble style. And so, maybe that's what I see in him is that D-Book dribble style. And if he has good defense, can start moving and grooving, maybe Josh Okogie could eventually be something. I think at the Sapphire tier, though, he is still going to struggle. And then our last card, not gonna spend any time talking about him, Norman Powell. This card stinks. His release is on slow. Not going to spend a ton of time talking about him. Now, this card right here in Jarred Vanderbilt. I'm going to say it like this. If you don't have Giannis, if you don't have Chris Bosh, if you don't have those top power forwards, Chet, in my team, Pascal Siakam, Jarred Vanderbilt's a must-have. He is, because he's going to be an amethyst. And his 3-ball is probably going to be in the low 80s. His speed and lateral quickness is already elite. If he continues to get better defensively, he is going to be immaculate. And as an amethyst, you guys got to realize he's going to get a couple Hall of Fame badges. I don't know what they're going to be, but he's going to get a couple Hall of Famers because every Ami we get at this stage gets a couple Hall of Famers. So just expect Jarred Vanderbilt to be the best NBA tournament battles card. And definitely a card, if you are just starting my team, I'd recommend EVOing. So even in preparation for Monday, buy Jarred Vanderbilt, EVO him up to that Ruby tier. That way you're ready for that Ami EVO when it does come out and get released. That's a preview of what is coming as far as these EVO NBA tournament battles set. I think Jarred Vanderbilt's the highlight of the set after Vando, Bobby Portis, and definitely Derek White. So even for me in my No Money Spent Squad series, man, I might buy Derek White tomorrow and go ahead and EVO him. If you are needing a center and you know, obviously already have Jarred Vanderbilt at the power forward position, I think Jonas Valanciunas is going to be solid. He's already got a 73 speed, good 3-ball. He's only going to improve and going to get better. Those are the guys I recommend you guys pick it up. Drop a like on the video, guys. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments. Subscribe if you're new. As always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.